This meeting is being conducted electronically pursuant to the Open Meetings Act, MCL .2632 and MCL 15.263A 1B. Meeting is called to order. You have a roll call, please.
Thank you, Chair Bolton. Director Bear.
Here from the city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Bolton. Excuse me. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. I jumped out of order.
Here, city of Kalamazoo County.
Director Bogan.
Morning. City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, great state of Michigan.
Director Brown.
Here, city of Portage, county of Kalamazoo, state of Michigan.
Director Gulau. Vice Chair Hess.
Here, Kalamazoo County, Kalamazoo Township, state of Michigan.
Director Middleton.
Here in the city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Novotny.
Here, city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Owens.
Present, coming to you from Alamo Township, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Thank you.
PJ, just in case you didn't catch me, I'm here also. Jim
Oh my God,
Escamilla.
I am off my game this morning. I apologize, Jim. Director
City of
Escamilla.
Kalamazoo. Yeah, I'm present. City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Thank you, Jim. That's everyone. May I have a motion to excuse absent members?
So moved, Director Brown.
Director Owens, second.
Moved and supported. All in favor, please respond with aye.
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 Any opposed? Agenda item C is adoption of the formal agenda. Are there any changes or corrections to the agenda? Seeing that there are not any, we have a motion to approve the formal agenda, excuse me.
Director Owens, so moved.
Director Hess, support.
Been moved and supported. All in favor, please respond with aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Been moved. Item D, approval of minutes for meeting of November 18th, 2021. Those were sent out with the agenda. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes? Seeing that there are not any, may I have a motion to approve the minutes for the meeting on November 18th, 2021?
Director Middleton, so moved.
Director Brown,
Brown,
support.
Been moved and supported. Thank you. All in favor, please respond with aye.
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 Any opposed? New business. Approval of a recommendation to the city clerk to renew the marijuana business permit renewal application for Redbud Roots Lab 6 Inc. It's a medical use provisioning center and adult use retailer. I believe there will be a presentation.
Thank you, Chair Bolton. Before you today, our medical provisioning center renewal application and an adult use retailer application. There currently are 7 part-time employees at this location on Stockbridge. Redbud Roots has a strong commitment to continue to hire from within the local community and encourages the participation of people from the community who have been disproportionately impacted by marijuana prohibition and enforcement. Several jobs will be created when the store reopens after a rebranding effort has been completed. Redbud Roots has demonstrated they are interested in hiring individuals with past convictions. Regarding worker training, Redbud Roots supplies onboarding training along with voluntary and mandatory continuing education and sensitivity training for all their employees. Some community benefits of note: each employee is required to complete at least 12 hours of community service. Redbud Roots also supported Kalamazoo in Bloom, where they adopted 2 planting beds in the downtown area. Redbud Roots also partnered with Wybar to sponsor its Pay It Forward pig roast, recognizing local frontline workers, doctors, nurses, and first responders for their service. They will be reaching out to the Edison neighborhood to work with their new president once they're on board. They had shown in the past that they were working very well with the Edison neighborhood, which the Cannabis Committee seemed to be recognized as very positive. They're also looking to partner with the Last Prisoner Project. Redbud Roots passed their zoning and fire inspection on December 1st. They are not in default with the city, and they follow the city's anti-discrimination policy. The Cannabis Committee did not have a quorum this month, but those that were present did give the renewal a favorable recommendation. Alexander Leonowitz is here. Should there be any questions? And I would then open it up to questions and comments from directors.
Are there any questions or comments from the directors? Mr. Leonowitz, would you like to comment?
No, I'd just like to say again, thank you. We recognize that it's not a right to hold a license, but rather a privilege with the city here. We take that commitment very seriously. It's not one that we lose anything on. I'm a Kalamazoo College graduate, so very committed to being with the city, staying with you all, and continuing the effort. So appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? If not, may I have a motion to approve a recommendation to the city clerk to renew the marijuana business permit renewal application for Redbud Roots Lab 6 Inc.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Director Owens, so moved.
Director Brown, support.
Been moved and supported. This will require a roll call vote.
Director Baer,
Yes.
Director Bogan,
Yes.
Director Bolton,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Escamilla,
Yes.
Director Gulau,
Yes.
Director Hess,
Yes.
Director Middleton,
Yes.
Director Novotny,
Yes.
Director Owens.
Yes.
Thank you. That has been moved and supported. We'll move on to item F, which is,
was lighter in color, and they thought that it would be more appealing to put our forward.
I'm sorry, was that a question or is that a background noise?
I just wanted to thank Alex again for coming today.
Thank you. Yes, thank you again, Mr. I hope I'm saying it correctly, Leonowitz. Thank you again for your time.
Close enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving forward to old business, is there any old business?
There's some old business. Elizabeth Cheeseman should have sent all the directors a doodle poll for our cannabis tours. I have not checked on that. I don't know who is coming tomorrow. I hope to see some of you there. And then the last Friday in January, and then the last Friday, or excuse me, third Friday in January and third Friday in February also. So please look to sign up for that. Jamie will also be going over our meeting dates for next year, and the BRA EDC will be voting on that in the next meeting. And she also will be discussing our return to in-person meetings and what we've come up with. So thank you, Jamie, for taking that on in that next meeting. And that's it.
So PJ, will we receive additional information on when we signed up for, like where to meet at in the lobby, or just
you should? And you know what? I will get with Elizabeth today and find out who is going to be on for tomorrow, and work on some logistics and send everybody an email. Thank you for bringing that up, Chair Bolton.
Sure, thank you. Thank you. Are there any other questions from the directors? If not, we'll move to communication and announcements.
I guess I kind of already did that. My apologies.
That's okay.
I have an announcement.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Director.
Yeah, thank you. Bison Associates is going to be moving to the mall We're going into the M Live space, and we will be selling our building to a neighbor.
Oh, really?
So come, we hope to be in there no later than the end of January. So we just took possession of the space a week ago, and we're getting the data and the power and furniture and painting and all that done right now.
Congratulations.
So we'll see you on the mall.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Are there any other communication or announcements? Do we have any citizen comments?
There are no citizen comments at this time.
Do we have any director comments? I will say, obviously it's the holiday season, so I'd like to wish all of you a safe and happy holiday season and enjoy time with your family. And thank you for another year of your commitment to the city of Kalamazoo. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Be
Thanks,
safe, Paul.
If there are no other comments, this may be one of the fastest meetings I've chaired, but
No, the last
We
meeting.
are-
Two in a row, Nate.
I know we are officially adjourned.
Take a quick break before we start with PRA. If anybody needs it.
Are you guys requesting a 5-minute break?
Does anybody need one?
It's
Looks like it.
it's like you need one.
Yeah.
Everybody keep logging off too.
Yeah.
So 5 minutes, Jamie can get started.
We have everyone back? Looks like Kyle. Yep, all good. Okay, I'd like to call to order the Brownfield Redevelopment Board of Directors meeting for December 16th, 2021. Let everybody know that this meeting is being conducted electronically pursuant to Open Meetings Act MCL 15.2632 and MCL 15.263A1B. Jamie, could you please call the roll?
Yes, let's start with Director Bear.
Here from the city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Bogan.
Present, City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, great state of Michigan.
Director Bolton.
Here, City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Kalamazoo Township.
Director Brown.
Here, City of Portage, Kalamazoo County, State of Michigan.
Director Escamilla.
Sorry about that. Present, City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Gulau.
Here, City of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Chair Hess.
Here, Kalamazoo Township, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Director Middleton.
Here in the city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Vice Chair Novotny.
Here in the city of Kalamazoo, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
And Director Owens.
Present from Alamo Township, Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
Thank you. It looks like everyone's present, no absences.
Okay, so we do not need to excuse absent members. On to the adoption of the formal agenda. Jamie, the only question I had, it looked like we flipped around citizen and director's comments above new business and just wanted to see if there's what the intent was there.
Yeah, we've had some requests and talked as a board about putting public comment at the beginning in case there are any items relevant on the agenda that the public would like to pass along information or give a comment for the board's consideration. And I just happened to this month make that change. And then immediately following any public comments, there's that time for directors to make a comment if you want to, make any response to or a reflection on any of the public comments, but it's open for any topics you want to comment on.
Thank you. Okay, just want to make sure everybody got the agenda, make sure there was no other further questions. But if not, can we have a motion to approve the formal agenda?
Director Bolton, so moved.
Director Escamilla, support.
Okay, been moved and supported. All in favor, please respond with aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, on to the approval of the minutes for the meeting of October 21 of 2021, as we did not have a meeting last month. I just want to see if everybody received those and make sure there's no questions, additions, or deletions. If not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes from October 21st?
Director Owens, so moved.
Director Middleton, support.
Been moved and supported. All in favor, please respond with aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, on to citizen comments. Do we have any comments from the public today?
There are no citizen comments at this time.
Okay, any director's comments before we get started? Okay, seeing none, we are on to new business. Item 1 is an approval of a request for extension of outstanding Eagle Brownfield redevelopment grants for 615 West Kalamazoo and 525 East Ransom. Jamie, do we have a presentation on this?
Yeah, thank you, Chair Hess. I just wanted to summarize the two outstanding Eagle grants that the BRA currently holds. You have information in your agenda packet on page 7. But just quickly, there's an outstanding grant right now with 615 West Kalamazoo Avenue. So this is the 2 mixed-use buildings going in on West Kalamazoo. The grant started in February of 2019. It ended up with a total amount of $400,000. That's been used primarily for contaminated soil removal and disposal, and the design and installation of their vapor intrusion mitigation system. To date, all of the response activities have been completed, and the project is now in their monitoring phase. So they're monitoring that vapor mitigation system to make sure it's working properly in the buildings. And there's a remaining balance of just under $60,000 on that grant. It is set to expire in February of 2022. So to allow time for this, last quarter of monitoring, and to make sure that staff has enough time to work with the developer for all of the grant closeout and to submit that final report, we're going ahead and requesting an automatic 12-month extension from Eagle. We're going to do the same thing and are looking for your approval today for our second Eagle grant. So that was to cover similar expenses at 525 East Ransom. This is Harrison Circle. As you know, that project is also complete. The BRA received $300,000 for response activities at that site. Again, they're in their VI mitigation system monitoring period. That grant expires in June of 2022. There's around just under $70,000 remaining. And we're going to go ahead and make that same request for a 12-month extension from Eagle. The BRA and staff and those developers can close out at any time within that 12-month extension, but it does give us time to make sure that everything's reported, we get the final payment, and get that to the developer. And we wanted to just make sure that any of our staff time, any of the developers' time and their consultants that are spent on this, as long as it's within that grant period before expiration, we can get reimbursed for that. So we went ahead and sort of proactively requested those extensions. We also have had a change in our main coordinator at the state. And so kind of wrapping up with him, we assessed and thought it made sense to just put in those requests before he left. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Jamie. If there are no questions, can we have a motion to approve the request for extension on Eagle grants for 615 West Kalamazoo and 525 East Ransom?
So moved by
Bolton, so moved.
support by Director Novotny.
Okay, been moved and supported. This will be a voice vote. So all in favor, please respond with aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. On to item 2. Approval of a tax increment financing reimbursement request for 400 South Rose Street. Do we have developer or presentation on this?
Thank you, Chair Hess. We don't typically invite our developers to these approval meetings, but we have been, as regular practice, bringing any final TIF reimbursement requests to the board for their approval. And so we do have Mr. Stedjink with EnviroLogic here today, who can walk us through the details. They've been working very closely with developers of the site on all of their reimbursement requests. It was a rather large one of our larger reimbursement requests. And so I know they had a whole lot of documentation to provide. And it was also, I believe, the developer's first time making such a request. So I'll let David talk about the details.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Yes, this was a large request, and we had a lot of back and forth with the developer to get all the right backup documentation. Really, overall, everything was very consistent with their work plan and the city's Brownfield plan. So they are seeking reimbursement for environmental activities, demolition activities, infrastructure improvements, which is inclusive of the parking deck, their stormwater systems, sidewalks, snow melt systems, sewer and water improvements. That was the largest chunk of dollars. and then some site preparation activities, including geotechnical, clearing and grubbing, grading, surveying, staking, as well as all the professional services related to those eligible activities. The total amount that they submitted and that we found approved was $3.871,542.80. That is slightly more than what the reimbursement the redevelopment and purchase agreement provided, which allows for capture up to $3,685,017 or 21 years of tax increment. So I think what we are recommending is that the approval is for up to the maximum allowed by the reimbursement agreement. All eligible costs were there. They demonstrated payment of all the eligible activities. So ultimately, we have a good package for backup. Any questions? I'm happy to answer.
Thank you, David.
I have a question, Director Middleton. Are we voting to approve, up to the maximum amount allowable by the plan, the 4.3, or to approve the amount of demonstrable expenses that are outlined in your memo?
Yeah, so I think we're following the development agreement. So that was the amount committed to the developer. And correct me if I'm wrong, David, but the 4.3 million would include LBRF capture or other capture that the Brownfield would be eligible for. Is that correct?
I believe that would be correct, including your administrative expenses and other things that don't go to the developer.
That's a good question.
Any further questions on this item? Okay, if not, we are looking for a motion to approve the TIF reimbursement request for 400 South Rose Street.
Director Owens, so moved.
Director Bolton, support.
Okay, it's been moved and supported. This will be a roll call vote. Jamie, could you please call the vote?
Bear.
Yes.
Bogan.
Yes.
Bolton.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Escamilla.
Yes.
Gula.
Yes.
Hess.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Novotny.
Yes.
And Owens.
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion passes. On to item 3, we are looking to adopt the 2022 meeting schedule for the Economic Development Corporation, the Brownfield Redevelopment Authority Board of Directors. Jamie, do we have any presentation from you or Rebecca?
Yes, I wanted to give everyone both the meeting schedule, which is in your packet. It's included at the end of your packet, but also an update on the return to in-person meetings as the city's getting set up to do that at the beginning of the year. So in your agenda packet, you have all 12 months of meetings. It's the regular meeting slot that you've done this past year. So that'll be the third Thursday of every month, starting at 7:30 with the EDC meeting, followed by the BRA board meeting. Right now, with our plans to return to in-person, this board would be meeting in the community room. Boards are getting the option to meet in City Hall commission chambers if the board will fit on the dais, and that would allow a board the opportunity to live stream their meeting and also take in-person, or excuse me, calls from folks who are not in person at the meeting. But because this board once we get our commission liaison, and I don't think that those have been appointed just yet, but we've lost Vice Mayor Griffin. And so we'll have a new liaison that'll put our board at 11. And so fitting on the dais isn't really an option for this group. And so for now, we're going to be holding meetings in the community room. That means that we won't be able to stream at this time and people won't be able to call in to leave a public comment. But we heard from city leadership that IT is working on getting that set up for that space. And they're testing it out and it isn't quite ready. And so we'll let you know if that changes and if we are able to live stream our meetings. And then also then we'd be able to take in calls from people who are not there present at the meeting. Some of the details in terms of safety and masking at meetings, the city is going to require that folks, regardless of vaccination status, wear a mask at the meeting. If you have a medical or other reason, please contact staff and we can talk about that exception. We're going to try in the community room to space out as much as possible. I think we'll probably get a little bit better spacing maybe than on the dais, but we're going to have to see. We don't tend to have a lot of folks from the public, so I think we should be able to space out and again, wear masks and conduct our meetings that way in person. Again, that's second floor community room. If you have concerns, if you're not sure if that's going to be able to work for you, please reach out to staff and we're happy to talk about that. But at this time, because this is ruled by the Open Meetings Act at the state level, we haven't heard or we don't have any indication that the state legislature is looking at changing this law. And so it's sunsetting, the virtual meeting option is sunsetting, and any meetings required to follow the Open Meetings Act have to go in person at this time.
Director Owens, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just was curious. So this is a actual live open public meeting. So the public can come in, even though we don't really have a lot of people that do. It'll be open to the public as well.
That is correct, Director Owens. This is going to go back to very similar to how we conducted our meetings before, where the public can come in and sit in the, I guess, to the right when they come into the community room and those chairs in the back. We'll do some work with signage. We'll probably be blocking off some chairs. Again, I think that's an option for this meeting because we don't tend to pack that room at 7:30 in the morning. So we'll also have security there to let us into the building as we have in the past. And then if we have concerns, again, we're asking that everybody mask, that public who come in also wear a mask. So we have some ability to enforce that.
Jamie, I have one question. Just as far as protocols of getting in the building, I mean, will there be any certain entrances or temperature checks, things like that, that might require more time?
When we heard from city manager's office this week, I didn't hear of any special protocols at the entrance. I don't know if staff, I'm seeing Mr. Mitchell shake his head no.
The answer is no. There are no special protocols.
Okay, well, obviously that would be a nice change, but any questions, any further questions for Jamie or any further comments from directors? Okay, we are looking for a motion to adopt the 2022 meeting schedule for the EDC and BRA Board of Directors.
Director Bogan, so move.
Director Bear, support.
And moved and supported. All in favor, please respond with aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes. On to old business. Do we have any old business today?
We do not have any old business today.
Okay, any communications or announcements? Seeing none, we are moving on to staff updates. Which staff updates do we have, Jamie?
I have a number of updates I wanted to pass along to the board. First, that staff is working on retooling our retreat for Friday, January 7th. We did send out a doodle poll And I know a lot of you have replied, but if you haven't and you have a chance this week, we're looking for answers by the end of the week. It's just some choices on building tours around downtown. So it'll be more of a walking tour. We should have time to be able to get into a couple of different buildings. There's some larger ones and smaller ones on the list. And so we wanted to get your feedback on what was interesting. And then we'll kind of piece that together based on your preferences and schedule and get that all put together. And then you should expect an itinerary and a menu to order off of for lunch. We'll send that out before Christmas, I think start of next week. So if you're out already for the holidays, if you can try to check in on that and reply back by January 3rd. We also are going to need to, in the first quarter, reconvene our nominating committee. So that's the ad hoc committee that the board approved, because we're going to be putting out the call for applications for board vacancies for the beginning of 2022. I know we have 1 or 2 expiring at the end of March. And so it's a good time to get the word out, get applications, and then that committee can evaluate applications and they usually do some interviews and then give a recommendation to the overall board that then goes to City Commission, as you recall, for their approval and appointment. I will make sure, I think we'll just do a similar flyer that we've done in the past. So I'll make sure to pass that along to all of you. And if you can share those with your networks or anyone that you think might be a really good addition to the board, really appreciate that.
Jamie, who expires? Sorry, who expires?
Director Brown, that's a great question. Your second term is coming up here in March. So thank you for the 12 plus years that
more, I was only 1 year into another one. So I think I've been on the board over 15 years.
Well, thank you. And yeah, it's end of March that your term will expire. And then Director Owens is in a similar situation where her second term is coming up here, except I just looked back at dates and Director Owens, your first term was a partial, so you have the ability to extend another term. I know we have to talk about that, and so we'll have at least 1 vacancy, but remember that your board can be up to 13. So I know at the last nominating committee, there was some talk and consideration of whether you kind of based on the applicant pool, if you want to take on anyone else. It starts to be a rather large board with more than 11, but it's time to open that up and get a new pool of candidates and make some recommendations.
Jamie, I thought I was also turned out.
Director Escamilla, let me check into that one. I didn't see those dates on some of our records, but I can catch up with you and see if your term's ending as well.
Thanks. I did 16 years.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I think I was on the board before you.
You can see with these long terms how we really have to rely on some of our records over a long period. And then if we don't have any other questions on that one, I just have one more update. I wanted to just mention to the board that we are expecting up to 4 TIF reimbursement requests, quite a few for 1 year. In the end of November, EnviroLogic helped us hold an information session. So we wanted to, since we had 4 different developers, plus those who I would say are in the queue who have current brownfield plans, projects under construction, or are going to be breaking ground soon, we did just a general information session to outline the different materials that folks need to submit with their reimbursement requests, that backup documentation that David was talking about, just kind of laying out exactly what needs to be put forth and reviewed by staff and then brought to this board. And so the 4 projects that I have on my radar is our scattered site infill housing brownfield plan. I think there are already 6 or 8 homes that have been built. And so KNHS is preparing a reimbursement request. I know 180 East Water Street is complete, substantially complete. And so they're going to be putting in a reimbursement request for this year. 303 North Rose, so the hotels right next to me, those are ready for reimbursement starting next year. And then also the creamery was actually partially complete at the end of 2020, but they've gotten their final certificate of occupancy this year and want to apply for reimbursement to start, capture to start in 2022.
Okay, well, thank you, Jamie. Any questions as far as those reimbursement schedules go? Okay, any further comments, questions? If not, just want to wish everybody a safe, happy holiday season and happy new year, and looking forward to seeing y'all soon. We are adjourned.
Thanks, Chair Hess.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. Happy
Thanks all.
holidays, everyone.